of Chainsaw Man. I believe we actually are good to go. We actually are good to go. So yes, I actually have returned actually cover chapter 36 of Chainsaw Man. And as we know, Chainsaw Man chapter 35 actually was really freaking good, though kind of mildly depressing because, let's face it, the end of that chapter really didn't very kind of like, I guess in a way, cap off Himeno and Aki's relationship completely, because if I didn't touch upon it, but someone actually mentioned it to me afterwards. But if you remember from when Himeno, I believe, died, the chapter, she's holding a bouquet, I believe, of lilies, and if I'm not mistaken, the flowers that Aki walks over to go and kill the actual demon happens to be, or ghost in this case, happens to be the same flowers that she was holding. So technically speaking, him killing the ghost in its context is him kind of getting over that relationship and actually kind of stopping it, actually kind of growing past it, possibly actually kind of making me even more depressed because Himeno is actually now gone, which is just like, please no. Please come back, Himeno. Please don't say she's dead. But alas. I mean, the consolation prize of the whole entire thing is that Aki survived. Because god damn it, every single chapter's like, oh god, is he gonna die? Because the poor dude. The poor dude. It's constant just pain and anguish for that poor lad. So anyways, actually Twitter actually gone live for chapter 36. So go live for chapter 36 of Chainsaw Man. And with that, I believe, it's every single stream. We actually are good to go. But are we, though? That is the burning question that we say every single stream as well. On that front, we certainly are. On this front, we certainly are as well. So we actually can begin chapter 36 of Chainsaw Man, which is called Katana vs. Chainsaw. We actually have Power and also Denji back, who's also got a kind of mildly depressing undertone to the whole entire thing as well. Let's be real. What isn't mildly depressing undertone in the whole entire manga so far, to be honest? Gross. Huh? Meat is meat. Pork, beef, human, it's all the same. It's totally different. Our job is to capture the samurai sword, dude. You better not eat him when we do. Oh, they kill off Power as well. That's against the rules. That's against like every single rule in the book. You can't kill off Power. She's too powerful to die. They haven't noticed us. Don't make any loud noises. My name is Power. Huh? 'Tis a battle. We can beat these guys. Denji, follow me. Watch my back. You cannot hate Power. She's just the greatest character. How do you like that? I'm not running away. I'm dignified and beautiful. Denji's just like, please save me. A powerful adversary. Watch this, Denji, and tell me to tell. See, I'm fully on board with her just being Shakespearean this whole entire time as well. Like she's gonna walk. If she's a walking Shakespearean quote book, then I'm on board. I'm on board with this. he's just like, why am I here? What am I doing? Just save me. Of how Power is the strongest of them all. There you are, Sideburns man. Hold your horses. Why don't we talk about this? Say what now? We're willing to surrender depending on your attitude. All we want is closure on our all we want is closure for our anger. That's it. Denji, you murdered their friends and my granddad. We want you to make things right. I killed your buddies and your granddad because they turned into zombies, dude. Don't lie to me. Uneducated idiots are always so quick to lie. But it doesn't matter. Even if that were true, zombies were once human. Don't you feel guilty for killing them? Not one bit. I've gone through some changes myself by Sawatari's doing. I guess my physical heart was replaced with the katana devil. But even I can't sleep well on nights when I slipped up and killed zombies. You're the only one who doesn't have a human heart anymore. If you have any semblance of human conscience left, how about you let us kill you without a fight? Nope. Let's see. That's great. I love it because it's just it's so good. It's so good. She actually just speaks in old tongue. Oh man, Power's the greatest. Power's just fantastic. And I'll cut you down. Come and get me, moron. Oh man. Huh? Not that again. That's not fair. Oh damn. See this in motion would be fantastic to see. Like if it's done by the right studio, it'd be fantastic to actually see this in motion. But that's also the crux of the matter. Getting the right studio to actually do it. What? Weren't you gonna cut me down? What's wrong? Die! And there we go. Yeah, why did I actually put it as double pages? I never understood that. It's really weird. It's kind of confusing. I was like, did I miss something in the previous page? But no. It's just the fact that Viz just doesn't cut the things properly. Unless you just have to do this. There you go. That's better. I had it as one page. There you go. It's better that way. Why is one if it's a double page spread, just have a double page spread. Just don't separate them. Well, there we go. We fixed the issue. We'll leave on that panel. It's actually pretty freaking good. So yeah, I mean, I guess the major thing of the chapter is actually Denji's consciousness, because it's slowly slipping away. Like in a way, he's becoming less human as chapters go on. Like he's feeling less and less humane in a kind of a semblance of a way. Granted, yes, I mean he's killing zombies. Zombies aren't meant to be kind of taken as anything more than zombies. But I guess there is this argument that they were once humans, so technically speaking, they kind of got that humanness to them. So, technically speaking, you're still killing a human if you kill a zombie. But at the same time, I guess they're zombies. So it's kind of one of those things that's why you didn't actually kind of pay much heed towards it. But at the same time, when you think back to the chapter where he mentioned about if Twitch doesn't die, when Makima dies, what he would do, he kind of just gets over it after a while. Like he's one of those people that he has a kind of mindset, and the mindset he actually doesn't really have is kind of like one of those things that anything in between is just something. Like it's not anything to worry about. He wants someone to live and actually to eat and stuff like that. Everything else in between is just kind of like to him. I mean, Power can't die though. Power cannot die. It's impossibly hard for Power to die because she's impossibly strong, and it's just zombies as well. Had it been an actual devil, I might have been kind of a bit more scared. Oh yeah. I cannot have a death flag actually not being there. For God's sake, give the poor boy a break. He's been through so much. Just give the poor boy a break. God damn it. But yeah, I mean, it's interesting to see where Denji's kind of mindset will go next, and what would actually happen if someone actually important to him dies, because I guess that's kind of what it's leading up towards. That someone important will die probably at the end of this arc. Who it will be, I don't know who it would be. Granted, at the same time, I would have liked, you know, when Makima got shot way back when. It would have been cool if actually he was there, because it might have seen a different side of Denji we actually haven't seen beforehand. But I mean, if say at one point Makima would actually appear and actually then someone takes her out, but we know she can't die, it would be interesting to actually kind of see what his reaction would be. Like if he actually would in theory feel anything, because Himeno is actually dead. He doesn't really kind of bat an eye towards her being dead. I guess he actually doesn't really know, but I swear he does. But that's the thing. It's one of those things that I kind of I'm curious to actually see what would actually happen if Maki were to actually die in front of him. But we know she won't die. But if she were to get shot, what would actually happen to his reaction? Because it's kind of interesting because he's losing that sense of humanity in him. In essence, him going closer and closer towards his goal is kind of destroying who he actually technically is. I can't see Power dying though. She's too popular. She's too much a popular character to die. Granted, at the same time, I said that, but Thingy died in Fire Punch, so there's that. Man, Togata actually died in Fire Punch, so there's that. I mean, you can't predict who's actually going to survive a Fujimoto manga. So there's also that entire kettle of fish to actually deal with. But I mean, Sensei is the most likely to die, like out of every single one of them, because his death flag's kind of way too big, like for his own good. So I'm guessing he probably will be the one to bite the dust. Power, I don't think it'll be a good move because it'll be like killing off Ogata in Golden Kamui. I mean, Ogata deserves it sometimes in Golden Kamui, but at the same time, killing him off would be kind of stupid because he's too popular. Same thing applies to Power. Power is just way too popular. But at the same time, yeah, I don't think he'll hold back. He hasn't held back beforehand, so who knows at this point. But yeah, I mean, it's interesting now. It's interesting. Chainsaw Man's kind of a really interesting manga because you just don't know where it's gonna go next and who's gonna chopping block it. Also, it's just kind of it's anyone's game who's gonna survive this whole entire thing. So I actually kind of like because anyone can in theory die. Aki dying is a bit of a kind of a tall order because he kind of actually has He actually has a more of a goal than Denji does, but unless that's actually kind of the point. That would be kind of an interesting thing, actually, if she actually were to die and then someone comes back in her heat. That would be kind of interesting, actually. Like someone just replaces her completely, and it's like as if it's nothing. That would be interesting, actually. I'm guessing her likely to die would make sense, but I guess at the same time, then her dying, she's kind of very, at that point she's very powerful because she could just be replaced and just carry on, like it's nothing. But who knows? Who knows? Indeed, in not Fire Punch, and Chainsaw Man. But I mean, yeah. I just don't want to see anyone dead though. At this very one stage, it's still too early to kill someone off. Had it been like chapter 60 or something like that, I'd say yeah. At this point, I'd say it's kind of like everyone's kind of... Well, I guess Himena's already dead, so someone's already done, so it's Adai as well. So they're both dead, but, I mean, major characters, I'd say it'd be interesting to see if someone dies way later into the manga, because at that point, everyone's kind of character has in theory been kind of established, to the point that you do in theory see their relationships, because Denji's kind of currently got a relationship with everyone, but it's different. Like, Makima's relationship with him is kind of the most, like, I guess, tight-knit. That is true. Denji can in theory also die. But if Denji dies, then Chainsaw Man's over. Technically speaking, Chainsaw Man, the name, is nothing. Which I guess is kind of what he might be going for as well. Chainsaw Man's just a name. Like in essence, Aki just can just take over. Or Power can just take over as well. Yeah, but that would be kind of interesting if he actually does in theory die at the most crucial moment he actually is getting development. Like in essence, him losing his semblance of consciousness, of human consciousness, is actually his downfall, and that's what actually kills him. In essence, him actually kind of becoming his own worst enemy is what leads to his downfall. Who knows? That's the thing. Who knows? Because there might in theory be an event that does in theory actually kind of kill him off, and actually then at that point Chainsaw Man just isn't Chainsaw Man, it's just kind of a name of a manga. Which actually makes more sense if you actually kind of read Fire Punch, because Fire Punch is just a name. It's not. It's him taking up the mantle at the end, but it's just a name beforehand. It's just nothing more. So Chainsaw Man again could in theory just be a name. That could be interesting actually if Aki does in theory take over as a Chainsaw Man. I guess at that point it kind of has a very similar feel to what James Bond has. That James Bond is just a name of a character. It's nothing more. Like each actor takes over is different, so it's the same thing applies with Chainsaw Man. Like in essence, he can in theory just give his heart to Aki and just carry it on, and then Chainsaw Man becomes Aki, and Aki becomes the main character, which is actually kind of what he should have been from the start. which would be that would be pretty wild, to be honest. That would be very wild for a twist, but it actually would work, considering the fact is that if you know his work, it makes sense, because he doesn't really establish the fact that names are just names of like the series. Chainsaw Man can in theory be anyone. Same thing with Fire Punch. Fire Punch is just a name that was given to him, rather than him taking up the mantle. But also, who knows that he becomes the Chainsaw Man at the end of this arc as well. Like, Chainsaw Man's name becomes more crucial to his character as time goes on, because it's sort of just there, I guess, as the other thing to note. But in theory, it's still a very interesting kind of events, to be honest. At this very one point, is that we don't know what's going to happen. I kind of am very interested to see what it can in theory do, where it does in theory go towards. Actually, what it can in theory accomplish by the end of the arc, because it's a wild arc to say the least. But who knows? So yeah, that is me done for today. So as always, if you have enjoyed this whole entire stream as a whole on Twitch, then do leave a follow on Twitch, because indeed it does quite a bit. If you have enjoyed what I hear on YouTube and you do want to leave a like, then do leave a like, because indeed it does quite a bit. If you have enjoyed it here on YouTube and you do want to bit longer, then do indeed a sub, because indeed it does quite a bit. If you have enjoyed it here on YouTube and you want to bit longer after the whole entire point of doing through, follow me on Twitter or join my Discord as well. Both Twitter streams and live streams I do as well. But until next time, chapter 37 of Chainsaw Man, which is next Sunday, I believe. See you guys later. Bye for now.